All right, hello everybody. Today we're looking at the Universal Audio Aero audio interface. Now I've had a lot of these interfaces come through my studio that I work at. So I work at a recording studio, and I should rephrase that. I've had a lot of Universal Audio interfaces come through. So mainly that's their Apollo series. And if you're familiar with that series, incredible pieces of equipment. They have a lot of rack versions, and then they have a smaller version called the Apollo Twin. And this is kind of the next generation of that. Not that specific model, but I guess evolution or expansion of that smaller form factor. So this is the Universal Audio Aero, and there's quite a few things about this that make it unique compared to the Twin. For starters, this isn't for everybody. There are some contexts where this wouldn't make sense, this type of unit. It has built-in DSP, which is digital signal processing, which all of the Apollo units have as well. And what this allows you to do, for those of you who don't know, is basically have built-in processing power into the unit that has its own CPU that doesn't tax as much on your main computer, for example. So what's great about that is when you're running plugins or other things that require a lot of processing power, you can do all that through this unit and not through your computer, which has a lot of advantages, which I'll get into a little bit later. But let's go ahead and unbox this and take a look at what's inside. Universal Audio is a staple in the music industry, and they have a lot of incredible equipment they've been making for years. And so because of that legacy and history they have, and just the way they've always crafted high quality products, they've definitely kind of gone the Apple route, I've noticed, with their packaging. It's very simple, very clean, and everything's done very nicely. You should probably cut the sides as well. That would be helpful. So very Apple-esque when you open up their products. Okay, so let's check this out. Okay, so there it is. Super clean. Looks like it's wrapped, just has this protective coating on top. Take that off. Some like glue residue. It's unfortunate. Okay, so there it is. Now, this form factor is a little bit longer, but not as deep as the Twin. A lot of the same features and very similar layout as well, but some key differences. So first, what's similar, you have this preamp function section. So this comes with two built-in preamps. It has two built-in combo jacks on the back for XLR or instrument cable. And so you can use this preamp button to select between channel 1, channel 2. And then you have these different features for the preamp section. So your input, you have a low cut EQ, you have phantom power, a pad, it's a -20 dB pad, by the way. You have your polarity switch, and you have a link. And the link will let you link both these channels together, and if you're doing a stereo recording, and then every adjustment you make will affect both inputs equally. So that's the preamp section. You can set your gain here with this main knob. Now, on the other side here, we have a monitor section. So when you click this, you switch, there'll be it says monitor, it'll light up the LED if it was plugged in, it would say monitor and headphone. You click this, you switch back and forth, and you can control your main output to your monitors or the headphone. Now I haven't looked up yet how you do it in this unit, but on the Twin, you can push, oh, that is still there. Okay, so yeah, it is the same on this. So you push this in, and that would mute the main output. It would not mute the headphones, but that's how you mute your main output. So then on the front here, you have a headphone jack. You have an instrument cable direct plug-in in the front. Now this is tied to input 1 on the back, and so if you plug this in, it would just override that back input. Aside from that, you have your main output left and right, and then a single USB-C Thunderbolt connection. Now, where this differs from the Twin is the Twin has 2 additional outputs, so a 3 and 4 line output. It also has ADAT. So the Twin has 2 built-in preamps just like this, and with the ADAT, you can expand up to 8 more channels, so 10 channels total. This doesn't have that. So obviously, if you get this unit, you have to be okay with just 2 inputs, because that's all you're going to get. No ability to expand. Additionally, their units, the Apollo units, have single, duo, and quad core DSP processing power. The Arrow is only available in a single core version, so not as much processing power as you might like. Now, that said, if you understand what you'd use this unit for, then that might not be a big deal. This unit to me is all about mobility, or if not mobility, just light use or function. You know, because you're limited to 2 inputs, you just are limiting your ability to do a lot more than that. And so if you're mobile, if you only require 1 or 2 inputs, this could be a great unit for you. The biggest thing that makes this kind of a leap forward from the Apollo Twin is that it is that single USB-C connection. The old, or the Twins, are Thunderbolt 2, and this is the first USB-C interface. They have now expanded their Apollo interfaces to all be USB-C, except the Twin. They have not updated that yet. You can also buy expansion cards for the bigger Apollo units, but this was the first one. And so not only is this USB-C, so it's faster, better connection, all that kind of thing, you know, an upgrade from Thunderbolt 2. It's also the standard now. That's, you know, USB-C is a standard across multiple platforms, and so it's not just limited to Apple's ecosystem, but it is has ability to transfer power. And so this unit, unlike the Twin, is completely bus powered through your computer through that USB-C connection, which just makes this a extremely mobile friendly device, and really caters towards that market. And so I will be using this unit for mobile stuff, but actually I'm going to use it mainly as my desktop audio interface. And the reason for that is because in my use, I don't need a ton of inputs, and I also don't need a ton of DSP power. And so this will be plenty adequate for what I want to do. And this is relatively cheaper than all the other Apollo interfaces. And so this retails at $4.99, I believe. And I think the first Apollo Twin solo DSP unit is right around $700. Now, that also has a lot more features. I mean, there's a talkback built-in feature, and like I said, all those additional inputs and things. And so there's reason to get that if you need it. But for my use, I don't need the talkback, anything like that. Just something to control my monitors, something to have access to the console and the UAD plugins, all that stuff. So this really fits my needs, and USB-C, perfect, exactly what I need, and it is really perfect for my use. So aside from this unit, there is this get started guide in here, and unfortunately, I don't know if you can read that, but Untitled 3 cable sold separately. That really bums me out that they do that. I didn't know that though before purchasing this unit. But yeah, they never bundle these with the cable, which is unfortunate and annoying. But regardless, I love Universal Audio stuff. Really looking forward to checking out this unit and going more in depth with it. I will definitely update my channel as needed regarding that, and I'm currently working on a whole new desk setup. So once that's done, I'll do a full tour of that, including this setup, and show all of you how I'm using it with my setup. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions you'd like in the comments. Be happy to reply to them. And turn on that notification bell so you can get notifications when I release my videos, which I try to do every 2 weeks. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.